Hello, my dear friends, companions on this journey of healthy and meaningful living. I'm Dr. William, a geriatric specialist, but today I'm here not just as a doctor. I'm here as a storyteller, a friend, and someone who truly believes that age is never a barrier to living with clarity and purpose. Let me ask you something simple, something real. Have you recently walked into a room and forgotten why you were there, or placed your keys somewhere and then spent minutes looking for them because you couldn't remember? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. I remember a patient of mine, Margaret, 66 years old, who sat across from me with a troubled look and a trembling voice. William, I'm afraid my brain is slowing down. I feel like I'm losing pieces of myself. I smiled gently and said, Margaret, that feeling is real. Many people after 50 go through the same thing, but I want you to know aging doesn't mean fading. Our brains can stay strong if we nurture them the right way. You see, friends age is something we can't avoid, but how we live with age, that's a choice. We hear a lot about Alzheimer's, memory loss, and brain fog. Those words can be scary. But what I want to share with you today is this. There are so many small, simple things we can do that make a huge difference in your brain health. No, I'm not here to sell you a miracle pill. I'm not here with grand promises. I'm just here to remind you that brain health starts with daily habits, a good night's sleep, a nourishing meal, a short walk under the morning sun, turning off your phone early to read a few pages of a book, a deep laugh, a slow breath, a warm hug. I know life isn't always smooth. I've met 70-year-old women who still wake up early to cook, take care of their grandkids, run a busy home, and forget to take their own meds, or simply forget to rest. That's why I created Graceful Health Journey. Not to give you more to do, but to remind you that you too deserve to be cared for. You deserve love, rest, and a clear mind. In today's video, I'll walk you through a gentle, effective daily routine. Something that can help you nurture your memory, keep your mind alert, and most importantly, reconnect with yourself. But before we begin, I invite you to ask yourself, am I truly living each day with clarity and with love for myself? If the answer is not sure, that's okay. Because by being here, by listening and reflecting, you've already taken the first step. So let me, Dr. William, walk beside you. Not with a prescription, but with a heart with empathy and with stories from real people just like you, learning to live slower, live kindly, and live aware. Friends, I always tell my patients, don't start with supplements to improve memory. Start with a good night's sleep. Our brain is like a computer. It heats up with too much processing, and only during sleep does it truly get the chance to clean itself. When you sleep enough 7 to 8 hours each night, your brain activates its natural cleanup crew, removing toxic buildup from the day, including amyloid beta, which is linked to Alzheimer's. I once met a man named George, 71 years old. He told me I've been sleeping just 4 hours a night for over 30 years, William. But these days I feel irritated, forgetful, like my head is filled with fog. I sat beside him, gently placed a hand on his shoulder and said, your body isn't weak, George, it's tired. And what it needs isn't more coffee or willpower, it's rest. Dr. Williams' tips for better sleep. Set a regular sleep schedule, even on weekends. Turn off phones and TV at least 1 hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dimly lit. Avoid late-night meals or drinking too much water before sleep. Simple but powerful. Make sleep a daily priority. Sleep is not wasted time. It's when your brain truly comes alive. Dear friends, let me ask you a simple question. What did you have for breakfast today? A slice of white bread and coffee? A bowl of boxed cereal? Or maybe nothing at all? Don't worry, I'm not here to scold. I just want to share a little story. I once treated a man named Harold, 69 years old. Smart man, former accountant for over 40 years. But recently he started forgetting phone numbers, calling his grandkids by the wrong name. When I asked about his diet, he said, I keep it simple, doc. Coffee in the morning, quick sandwich for lunch, dinners, whatever I can find. I nodded, then gently said, Harold, your brain is the most intricate machine you own. It processes millions of details every day. It deserves the best fuel you can give it. Brain-boosting foods I often recommend. Walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, full of omega-3 to protect brain cells. Blueberries, strawberries, black grapes, rich in antioxidants, reduce inflammation. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, high in DHA for memory support. Dark leafy greens like spinach and broccoli improve blood flow to the brain. Green tea or turmeric reduce oxidative stress and support neural health. I'm not asking you to change your entire diet overnight. I'm just asking you to start small. A breakfast of oatmeal, sliced banana, and a few walnuts. A lunch with fresh greens and steamed fish. A light dinner with vegetable soup and a cup of herbal tea. Don't see it as a diet, see it as a gift to your memory. As I often tell my patients, we eat to live. But if we eat well, we live with clarity. And the amazing thing is your brain is always grateful for what you give it. Friends, there's one thing I've always believed deeply. When your body moves, your brain awakens. I know. At 50, 60, 70, not everyone feels as flexible as they once were. Sore knees, stiff shoulders, shortness of breath, they all make movement more difficult. But here's the truth. Movement isn't just for the young. It's the most basic language your body knows at any age. Let me tell you about Lisa, 74 years old, a retired high school teacher, a woman who absolutely loved reading but hardly moved her body. When she came to see me, she said, "William, lately I feel like my mind is slowing down. I still read every day, still eat healthy, but I can't shake this foggy feeling." I asked her, "Do you take regular walks?" She shook her head gently. "I sit more than I walk. I feel too weak to move." I held her hand and said softly, "Lisa, your brain needs blood to thrive, and there's no better way to bring blood to the brain than movement." Why is movement so important for brain health? It increases blood flow to the brain. When you walk or move gently, your heart pumps stronger, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your neurons, helping your brain think clearly, react faster, and remember better. It stimulates new brain cell growth. Regular movement raises levels of BDNF, a miracle molecule that helps form new connections between brain cells. In other words, movement makes you smarter, literally. It reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. Exercise releases endorphins, the feel-good chemicals. A calm mind is a great foundation for strong memory. So how should we move, especially at age 50 to 70? I'm not asking you to join a gym or do intense workouts. Instead, here are gentle, safe, and powerful forms of movement. 1. Walk daily for 20 to 30 minutes. You don't have to walk fast, just walk consistently. In the park, around the block, or even indoors, as long as you walk with awareness. I often tell my patients, don't walk to get somewhere. Walk to return to yourself. 2. Light yoga or Tai Chi. Slow movements combined with deep breathing improve flexibility, reduce pain, and increase focus. Even just 10 minutes each morning can refresh your brain noticeably. 3. Join community activities. Light dancing with friends, walking clubs, or gentle exercise groups. They keep you moving and connected emotionally. Tips to help keep movement a daily habit. Set a reminder to stand and stretch every 30-45 minutes if sitting long. Tie movement to daily rituals, walk after lunch, stretch while making tea, do light leg lifts during TV time. Find a partner, walk together, or join a class. Shared routines create motivation and accountability. A few months after our first meeting, Lisa came back. This time she smiled brighter and said, "I've started walking each morning, just 15 or 20 minutes around my yard. But my mind feels so much clearer and lighter." I smiled back. Lisa wasn't just walking, she was taking steps back toward her clarity. Dear friends, I don't know how sore your body may feel, but I do know this. If you can still lift your foot, lift it, your brain will thank you. You don't need to train hard, you just need to move consistently. And before we end this part, let me ask you one small question. Today, have you moved your body for yourself, not for someone else, not to please anyone, but simply to honor this body, the one that has carried you faithfully through all these years? Dear friends, if sleep is when the brain rests, if eating is when it's nourished, and movement is when it's awakened, then mental exercise is how we ignite it to stay alive, curious, and sharp. I call this mental nutrition, invisible but deeply essential to memory and emotional balance. I remember one of my former patients, Daniel, 68 years old, a retired carpenter. Quiet man, but his memory was impressively sharp. When I asked his secret, he smiled and said, "Every day I read the newspaper and jot down anything that makes me think. No fancy education, no brain apps, no supplements. But he had a beautiful habit. He stimulated his brain through curiosity and reflection." Why is mental exercise so important after 50 miles? It helps preserve memory. The brain is a network. The more we use it, the more new connections we form, helping us remember names, numbers, and treasured moments. It boosts focus and processing. A trained mind reacts faster and more clearly. No more. It's on the tip of my tongue moments. It lowers the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. Studies show that people who stay mentally active daily have a significantly lower risk. How to train your brain every day. I'm not talking about solving math puzzles or going back to school. Just do what brings you joy and do it mindfully. 1. Read books or newspapers, 15 minutes a day. Choose topics you love: history, health stories, spirituality. Read slowly. Take notes. Reflect. 2. Write by hand, journals, emotions, daily notes. Handwriting engages the brain more deeply than typing. It also connects your mind to your heart. 3. Listen to music. Classical, instrumental, or folk music activates memory and emotions. You can even combine it with deep breathing for relaxation and better circulation. 4. Play brain games. Sudoku, riddles, puzzles. 15 to 20 minutes daily is enough to keep your brain sharp. 5. Talk to others. Tell stories. Ask questions. Reflect. Conversation trains memory and emotional intelligence. Never underestimate the power of a good chat. And you know what's even more powerful than all these exercises? Presence. Try one morning without TV or your phone. Just sit and listen to the birds. Eat slowly without screens. Savor every bite. Look into the eyes of someone you love and say, "Today I feel at peace." I'm not asking you to meditate for an hour or read 10 books. I'm just asking you to live a little more mindfully, because your brain and your soul will thank you. One question I often ask my patients: what's one thing you learned today? Even just a word, a feeling, or a realization. If you can answer that, you're already exercising your brain. Dear friends, we've just taken a journey together, not long, but I hope deep. A journey where sleep, food, movement, and reflection return to their rightful place in your life. This isn't about hacks or life tricks. It's about principles, timeless, powerful, and deeply human. At 50, 60, or 70, this is when your brain needs care the most. You may think it's too late. I'm too tired to change. But from one doctor and one friend to another, it's never too late to begin. It's never too late to love yourself again. You can start with just one small thing today. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Eat a meal with fish and greens. Take a 15-minute walk after dinner. Call someone you love and share an old story. Read a few lines before bed and let your mind rest peacefully. These may not feel big, but they are small, quiet steps back to your awareness, clarity, and self-love. Before we end, close your eyes for a few seconds. Imagine your brain not as something tired or stiff, but as a garden. Each flower a memory. Each leaf a dream yet to bloom. Each breeze a feeling passing through your heart. You have the right to care for this garden. You can start watering it anytime. And no matter your age, you deserve to see it blossom. Thank you for walking this journey with me, Dr. William, in the Graceful Health Journey channel. If this video touched you, leave a comment below, share your thoughts, or simply write, "I'm ready to live more mindfully." I read every message. And maybe, just maybe, we've planted a seed in someone's soul today. See you in the next video, where we won't just talk about health, but about living deeply, honestly, and kindly with ourselves. As I always tell my patients before they leave my office, slow down a little so you can remember to love yourself more. With care, Dr. William, Graceful Health Journey.